These are some Edifier speakers from Edifier.
Okay, coming in from Edifier are these little bookshelf speakers. They are called the R33BT. They're an active speaker set that feature Bluetooth and, well, they look kind of cool. I'm quite excited about getting into these. So on the back we see features. All wood enclosure reduces acoustic resonance. Bluetooth 5, half-inch tweeter and 3.5-inch mid-bass driver, total 10 watts RMS, top-mounted controls for easy use, audio source indicator clearly shows input type. Okay, so they look relatively simple to use. We've got some bits across here just to reinforce some of those stats, and we'll get into it. Alright, so digging in the top here, we have some instructions. Typical. We have a 3.5 to 3.5. Obviously this links the two speakers together, and then there's a relatively long cable between the two of them, which is around about 3 meters. We have a piece of polystyrene. We have one unit, and we have another unit. Now they are quite handsomely small, and that's one of the reasons why I'm quite excited about these. They are $79.99 to purchase today from various different places online. You might be able to find a better price if you were to shop around. And to be quite honest, they look super sexy. Yeah, they've got these really nice grills on them. If I were to do that, there's a bit of a kind of sheen off them, so that it can, yeah, they look really good. Also, they're really small. Perhaps it's just me at the moment. Maybe my bookshelf speakers, all the ones I have throughout the house, are quite big, but these are, you know, about 3/4 of a foot, maybe. They're 6 inches, 7 inches, maybe, by about 4 inches, no, 3 inches wide. And you can't take off these grills, I don't think, or at least, oh no, you can. There we go, we got the grill off, and you can see the tweeter and the driver right there. Very nice with that wood effect. Or no, actual wood, it's not wood effect. And it uses these kinds of clips to put in. Very plastic, but that's alright. You don't see that. Grand. Threw that in there. There's a little bit of a reflection. You can see it here in the camera from the plastic on the grill, and that's kind of nice, although it's a wee bit deceptive. I keep thinking, oh, they're on, but they're not on. I don't know why I'm thinking they're on. There's not like there's going to be lights there. On the top we have a plus and minus for volume, and then we have a power button. On this one we don't. So pulling that out, we have a little phono cable here, and around the back here we have an air hole with nothing. Now, crucially, the feet are foam, so that's good. There's a little hole there, obviously, that's just drilled in for the cable to come out. Very simple affair. This cable, okay, so we're not connecting it via this cable, we're connecting it via the cables that are built in. You can't change, right? Interesting. That will plug into this one, right? So looking at the back of this, not too much in the way of controls. We have the auxiliary in, we have left speaker out, and a power button. Then we have a larger plug for the plug. Grand. That's simplistic. Gosh, ready to go. So if we were to put them there, they're facing you. That's right. Plug the boyos in. Now there's no remote control, I'm sure you'll notice. Try and keep them both in the frame so you can see. Okay, so in here we have some of the specifications. There we've got the power outage, the frequency response, audio inputs, frequency band. In case you lose this, you can refer to it in the future. We have the Bluetooth starter buttons, how to use them. Illustration. I'm going backwards just for the sake of it. Good. Right, let's turn them on. Good, let's actually turn them on. There we've got a blue flashy light on the top that you can just about see. We'll bring in our trusty smartphone, and we have at the bottom there Edifier R33BT, so it's named after the product that they actually are. Grand, that's still flashing blue. We're pairing. There was a rather low quality sound that came out of them there that I wasn't entirely pleased with, and we'll jump into the super sexy Tech Addicts podcast and we'll have a play of that and see how it sounds.
This is Mark Zuckerberg, and this is Tech Addicts.
This week, Google Pixel 7 rumours, a new Nokia laptop, Oppo have a couple of new devices, Motorola's new Edge Plus, new versions of Street Fighter and FreeDOS, and do you remember wired remote controls?
Now we're jumping into PlexAmp to grab some of the higher quality stuff, the 320k stuff that I've ripped from vinyl and from CD. Obviously I can't play that to you for obvious copyright reasons. Alright, so I've been through a good amount of stuff across various different types of audio form, listening to a couple of audiobooks, number of podcasts, and whacking through some huge amounts of music. And I do have a couple of observations. The sound is generally very good from them. I didn't really notice anything that broke up in any way. But I would say, I am sitting right here. I separated the speakers thusly, and I'm now sitting right between them. I cranked it up to full. Didn't really do that much. The top volume of them isn't huge. It's almost not terribly bearable, but it's not. If you want to go that little bit higher and have these fill a big room, you might struggle. I don't mean like a ballroom or anything. I just mean a largish living room. Then you may struggle with these. These would be a perfect set of computer speakers or something like that, or a small hi-fi sitting just behind you as you sit on the sofa or something. The bookshelf speakers that I have actually attached to my computer currently do put out a massive amount more sound than these for not a lot more money, and they're made by Edifier. These are smaller, and therefore they are more attractive for particular people who want a small but decent set of speakers. They are very decent. They're just not punch you in the teeth loud. And I know that's not going to affect many people, but it's just something that bothers me. But I've got it off my chest, and I'm not going to go into it anymore. I might mention it in summary. There isn't an app. There isn't anything that you can actually do with it. There's speakers, and that's it. We have Bluetooth, so we can stream from our phone to it, or from various different Bluetooth-infused devices, and we can plug in an auxiliary. Grand. So you can hook up your turntable if you need, or plug in a radio, or whatever you happen to be using. That's kind of handy. Oh, wrong one, wouldn't you know. To have that, but then you're going to need that. But that's your two connections. And it's not much. Clicking the power button again takes it to green, which is your auxiliary. Fine. Pressing it again takes it to blue, and we're paired with our phone. Dead simple. No remote control really needed, I suppose, but having the Bluetooth functionality means that you can obviously put up and down the volume dependent on your phone. That's handy, so you don't need a remote control per se. So that gets around that whole side of it. And as a result, I think these are perfect computer speakers. absolutely perfect computer speakers for anyone who's looking for a wee set that do look the picture. You do see people with bookshelf speakers attached to their computer, myself included, and I'll be replacing them with these. For $79.99, I'm really pleased with them. I think they're a really good option. They have a couple of nice features of them. They look gorgeous. They look really nice. I'm really genuinely impressed by this cloth covering that they've put on the speakers. That has really changed things. It's glossy. Maybe it's the plastic in behind is glossy plastic, and that's why it looks so shimmery. But it looks new, and I think it'll continue to look new for a good amount of time. And you may come in and continually sit down and look at them and go, yeah, they look nice. The glossiness in behind this cloth on this plastic adds that extra level. I'm not a big glossy plastic fan, but here it makes sense, and I'm really impressed with it. And the sound, I can't really fault it. It's appropriately beefy when it needs to be beefy. It doesn't drop out at any stage. Everything that it pushes through is what you would expect from Edifier. It does give you a really good, sensible sound for the money. And I think you could do a lot worse for the money, given some of the things that you have on Amazon. Hooking through Amazon to see what some of the other options might be for this kind of price bracket, I do see an awful lot of brands that I don't quite recognise, or brands that are trying to establish themselves in this price range. I'd rather go with these because I know what I'm getting whenever I'm buying Edifier. They really do produce consistently good products for the money. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments box down below. Hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. And other than that, take care now.